crowd violence a concern at the recent national soccer games. Remote Western Province citizens suffer from poor health services. And training needed for business extension on Manus.
This is National EMTV News with Tokana Hasavi.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us again for Sunday's news. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill has highlighted the importance of all nations, large and small, engaging meaningfully in order to manage global political issues that have local implications. Mr. O'Neill made the comments at the 7th Pacific Islands Leaders Meeting, or Palm 7, in Japan yesterday. The meeting concluded with the Fukushima Iwaki Declaration, building a prosperous future together. At the meeting, Japan also pledged 55 billion Japanese yen, that's about 1.2 billion kina, in development support to Pacific nations that will be provided over the next 3 years in areas that include deals with the impact of global warming and natural disasters. Chairman of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reform and Service Delivery, Bire Kimisopa, broke down in tears after learning that Mabudawan village in Western Province has been silently suffering from poor health services. Villagers advised the committee being denied their right to basic government services even by their own elected MPs since Papua New Guinea became independent in 1975. Our reporter Fabian Hakelitz was on the fact-finding mission and looks at the state of health service delivery.
Mabudawan village in South Fly district shares border with Australia and Indonesia. This wetland is only accessible through sea transport. It's one of Papua New Guinea's neglected villages that hasn't received much assistance from the national government, but from the Australian government. Health service delivery is relatively poor, said Committee Chairperson Bire Kimisopa, and it's the state's responsibility to protect the well-being of its people.
If we are unable to do what we're supposed to do now, what guarantee is there that we can meet the demands of our people in the future?
Every day is a struggle, lack of funds for health patrols, medical equipment like labor beds, rundown building, no vaccinations, electricity and water supply.
Our pathology needs a separate ward because it don't have to be together with our patient plus other clinics to be on it. And it's very dangerous there.
The community called on the national government to investigate where the district's public funds are spent.
Whereby our government is not doing anything. It's a concern that we have been raising up every time.
The health center is currently manned by only 2 dedicated staff standing right here with me, working tirelessly, saving lives 24 hours in a day. What has led over the last 40 years since PNG gained its independence in 1975 is government support, and that is to improve health service delivery. In Mabudawan, Western Province, Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Manus Provincial Administrator Andrew Posong says a trainers training workshop must be conducted to extend business opportunities to other people on the island. Mr. Posong made this statement following the closure of a business workshop held in Manus. He said if this workshop is extended, more Manusians can start small businesses and improve the economy of the province.
The recent closure of a 4-month business workshop has raised the alarm for more similar workshop in Manus Province. Provincial Administrator Andrew Posong said to continue the workshop, a trainers training workshop must be held.
Training camp because representative long all LLGs so by this kind of business like come up, not only in town.
Only a handful of participants out of the 150 are from nearby islands. Posong said training more trainers will extend the business concept to people in outer islands in the province. Meanwhile, most participants want the training to continue to the next phase.
Also, you're missing out long by all can stop long here. But we must continue long all the next phase.
There are significant developments taking place in Manus under the agreements of the Manus Regional Center, but the livelihood of most remain in subsistence farming and fishing. Establishing small businesses is now a trend most want to take, but needs support and the know-how of managing a successful business. Jack Lapavi Jr. National EMTV News.
Now to the Bougainville general election update. Special voting service envelopes from ballot boxes for Bougainvilleans outside Bougainville and Bougainvilleans inside Bougainville have been sorted out. It covers Goroka, Lae, Madang, Port Moresby, Rabaul, including special polling places across the autonomous region.
In this year's third general election, the Bougainville Electoral Commissioner's Office implemented the out-of-constituency voting for Bougainvilleans inside Bougainville. Acting Electoral Commissioner George Manu in a media statement said this was to increase opportunity for Bougainvilleans outside Bougainville residing in other provinces of Papua New Guinea. Ballot boxes were opened, envelopes extracted and sorted by region and constituency and placed inside boxes, sealed, transported under police escort to their home regions. Mr. Manu warned no ballot papers will be extracted, examined or counted during the SVS sorting process. Meanwhile, returning officers this week underwent training specifically on election procedures of counting. This includes the LPV counting system, special voting arrangements and recording of the counts using the tablet technology. Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News tonight. Coming up after the break, election updates on Bougainville and the University of Papua New Guinea's new print shop. Stay with us. Good to have you back with National EMTV News. Well, at last, the University of Papua New Guinea students can now access their very own printing service on campus. Offered at an affordable price, it's convenient because of the public-private partnership between the University Student Representative Council and IPI Catering. Well, next week, students can look forward to their very own print shop, ideally located within the university premises. UPNG's SRC partnered with IPI Catering in 2013 for subsidized rates on food items that can be purchased by students at affordable prices. The SRC saw an important need in printing services for its students, and through this partnership, a print shop was built.
At the moment, we are easing the pain of going back and forth, looking for printers and all these other things. Sometimes in the course of doing it, the students get into accidents. Sometimes they meet unexpected, problems while traveling like that. That's the reason why.
UPNG's Proud Vice Chancellor, Professor Subarao, said SRC students have undertaken an entrepreneurial awareness program to practice their business management skills with the print shop and sustain the IPI partnership. IPI's Peter Denmead explained that profitability may not be at the core of the partnership, but since it was a local company, it needed to give back to the community. A public-private partnership between IPI Catering and the University of Papua New Guinea has reaped over 1 million kina in profit since 2013. Just last month, UPNG's SRC received over 216,000 kina from last year's profit. Now they've used that money to fund the setup of this print shop, which offer affordable prices on printing and photocopying services to its students. Over in Lae, crowd violence during the National Soccer League Grand Final match yesterday has been blamed for disrupting the flow of the match and changing the momentum of the game. These concerns were made by Madang coach Francis Moyap. He also highlighted previous concerns made by other members of the soccer fraternity that Lae needs to do more to ensure better control of its supporters. EMTV Shane Saroya files this report from Lae.
After 4 minutes of the second half, the dwellers Lee Wabin opened the scoreboard with his individual effort to place the ball past Madang FC's goalkeeper. Madang came back with reply moments later, through striker Hiob equalizing after precision passes from the midfield. The game was interrupted moments after Hiob's brilliance. Rowdy football fans outside the fence throwing rocks into the stadium. The match was stopped for almost 15 minutes as security personnel contained the spillover as spectators scrambled for cover. Medang coach Francis Moyap was disappointed about the disruption during the game.
The destruction was done when the crowds came in and started stoning and all police. For us, I think that was the beginning of our destruction. Yeah.
Shane Saroya, National EMTV News.
Well, Trukai Sports is coming up next, and we'll have more details on yesterday's National Soccer League Grand Final match, plus VAR. Stay with us for the details.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The grand final in Lae kicked off with the third and fourth playoff between the two Port Moresby-based teams, Hekari United and Pom FC. The match proved to be entertaining for the fans with the return of Peter Bolatonga for Hekari. At full-time, the scoreboard stood at 3-0 in favour of the minor premiers Hekari United.
The curtain raiser between the minor premiers Hekari United and FC Port Moresby, who finished third place after the normal competition. The match, however, had a lackluster feel to it, Hekari playing below expectations. The game had not reached any high levels apart from the 2 goals scored. The first by Tommy Sami before Emmanuel Simon doubled the lead. FC Pom had arrived directly from the airport and appeared tired as well. Hekari's Peter Bolaitoga making his last appearance for the Reds, while FC Pom's Otto Peter is making his debut for the City team. In a show of humility, the Hekari United received the runners-up cup.
For last thing we are talking now, over the supporters. So this afternoon will be a good game against Medang and Lae. So please support the way you support the team with a good heart.
The match ended with the minor premiers taking out the third spot in the Telecom National Soccer League competition. Shane Saroya, National EMTV Sports, Lae.
The PNG VAR team was out at the Lancre Naval Base today to test the waters. This venue will be used for canoeing and triathlon during the Pacific Games. There was friendly competition between the national team and visiting teams from Australia.
Visiting teams from Cairns and Maluluba were present at today's event. The PNG Women's VAR team formed 3 teams to take part in this mini competition.
Today was about PNG Canoeing Association trying out the competition for VAR for July competition.
The day was a success with the women's team being able to test out the race course.
It's been a really good day, Elijah. It's been great to be able to test out the race course and what we'll be racing in the Pacific Games this year. And it was great to have the girls from Maluluba and Cairns come over and give us a good run and, sort of pressure test ourselves leading into the games.
And Zenia Penny also said